This episode of Commish Chat is brought to you by Napper, the official ball and equipment sponsor of the National Ball Hockey League. Whether you're ripping clappers from the blue line or dangling through defenders, Napper has the sticks, gloves, and protective gear to take your game to the next level. Designed for ball hockey players by ball hockey players, Napper delivers unmatched durability, performance, and style on the court. Don't settle for less. Gear up with Napper and own the game. Visit napper.com to check out their latest lineups. Now, back to the show.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the NBHL Commish Chat Podcast. I'm NBHL Commissioner Anthony Sanrocco, joined by TJ Janus and Gianni Sanrocco as we take you through a little tournament preview and Tier 1. It's officially NBHL Cup Week, boys.
NBHL Championships Week has begun.
It's time.
We are filming this the Monday prior to. We've done our other podcast too. They were filmed last week, so this one feels a little different because we're here, and the weather forecast is real. It's accurate. It's not, I've been looking up the percentages. If it's, 5 days, they're pretty accurate there. But once you get to 6, 7, goes down in accuracy. 9, 10 days, like a couple days ago, it was going to be pouring the whole weekend. Now, it looks okay.
It's a shame we just don't have a weatherman for the NBHL.
Or do we?
Or do we?
I don't know.
So shaping up to be a good weather weekend.
Do you want to make your weather prediction now or save it for the end, G?
I think we got to save that for the end.
Okay.
That's what we got to let the people wait for what they want to hear.
True.
Okay. But yeah, so NBHL Championships this year, we're using 3 facilities in a roundabout way. That kind of happened, but main facility will be the Marge Martin Sports Complex, also known as GT, Gloucester Township. That's where our championships will be, our finals, and most of the festivities will be there. Our All-State facility will be West Deptford Street Hockey. They'll have games Friday night from 6 to 10, and then Saturday up until the early afternoon. And then there will be a few games from that rink that got moved to Choice Inline. That's in Sewell, New Jersey. It's less than 10 minutes from the GT rinks. It's a little smaller indoor rink. But basically those 3 facilities, but Marge Martin's going to be the main spot. And that's where you're going to want to be Sunday for the championship game. So coming out there, like I said, Friday, the game started at 6 o'clock. They go until 10 o'clock on Friday. Saturday, Sunday are basically 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. days. When we get to Sunday, Sunday is all playoffs. Friday, Saturday is all preliminary round. Last year, we had some playoffs Saturday. Not this year. But yeah, those playoffs start Sunday at 8 a.m. And we get to the finals. The first final is Legends at 5 o'clock. It is Women's at 6. It is Tier 3 at 7. It is Tier 1 at 8. And Tier 2 at 9. So you got 5 straight finals, one after another. It will be chaos.
Yes.
Yeah. Especially with the threat of multiple overtimes and whatnot. We'll see if that 9 o'clock Tier 2 game actually starts at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
I don't even remember last year how on time or off time we were.
We were
in pretty good shape.
I think we were in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
But we also got to finish earlier last year.
The women's was the one OT, right? Was that the only one?
Yeah, that went to OT. But yeah, that was the only one.
Yeah, that was the only one.
But I think last year, because we had time, I built in a little bit of a buffer, so we were good.
Yeah.
This year, we do not have that
more
buffer.
2
jam-packed.
extra divisions here this year. A
Yeah.
little bit more to play on Sunday.
Yeah. So we got 52 teams in those 5 divisions. Tier 1, we've got 8. All 8 will make playoffs. Tier 2, we've got 16. Top 12 will make playoffs. Tier 3, we've got 18. Top 12 will make playoffs. Women, we have 6. The top 4 will make playoffs. And Legends, we have 4, and all will qualify for playoffs. So basically by midday Saturday, we'll have teams pretty much already dropping off, knowing that they're not going to make it. But yeah, it's the biggest tournament we've ever had. We had 37 last year. So we decided that wasn't enough to bring everybody together. But yeah, I mean, I feel good about it. We've got, I think it's 23 refs in town from all over the country, all different divisions. Huge media staff, scorekeepers, viewers. We've had so many people that are going to be working this. So I don't know. I feel like we're about as prepared as we can be. Year 5 of this, we kind of
we've done it a couple of times already. I think we've got our feet pretty firmly under us for this.
Just make sure we have toilet paper.
Yeah.
We're stocked up.
Yeah, we're stocked up.
Yeah. Speaking of,
I did recently get taught how to change the holders in the bathrooms as well.
That's funny because my mom showed me that she already bought separate holders. So
for the toilet paper?
Yes.
We've got it
So
all
there
here.
will be no wet toilet paper this year, apparently.
Yeah.
Guaranteed you heard it here first.
Yeah.
You can quote us.
And huge announcement, bad one. We're not going to be selling beer. We tried so hard to sell beer at this tournament. It just didn't work out. I can't tell you the amount of conversations and calls and emails and meetings we've set up to try to make this happen. Did not work out. We're already working on how we can do it for next year, but we're hoping we can get some garage in people's hands for 2026. But unfortunately for this year, there will not be beer.
There will be beer.
New Jersey liquor laws and alcohol laws are a lot to work around.
Yeah, they're strict. They're very strict. So you can yell at us for it, but we promise it was not for lack of effort.
But you can go to a local bar around the rink and buy some garage beer for yourself after your games.
Yeah, the bar for the weekend will be Skeeters. They got good wings, good beers. We're having our happy hour there Thursday night if anybody's in town. Just hang out. You can yell at us about stuff, talk trash to whoever you're playing against if they show up. Should be a good time there. So we won't be selling beer, but we will be selling merchandise. So we are going to have these NBHL hats, the ones that I'm wearing right now.
I got one too.
Gianni's wearing also. TJ, you must have forgot.
I didn't get the memo. Whoops.
But we'll have those hats for sale. I will be selling NBHL Championships hoodies. We will have T-shirts. We will have 3 different types of T-shirts. We will have our NBHL Championships logo T-shirt. We will have an Elite Team logo T-shirt, and we'll have a limited edition Garage Beer NBHL T-shirt that we are selling. So very excited about that one. And the new item, the cool one, is we're going to be selling trading cards. So we will have trading cards. There will be packs of 9 cards. It'll be a mix of men's and women's elite players. And you know who you're going to get. We got a very limited supply of them because we're not really sure how they're going to do. But if you want them, come get them because it's our first time selling trading cards. We'll probably, by the time you're listening to this, we'll hopefully have a video out of us doing like a card opening to reveal what the cards look like and who the players are in whatever pack we decide to open. But yeah, every player randomized. Every player has the same amount of cards that is in the packs. They're all mixed together.
No, there's like 30 extra Gianni Sanrocco cards in there for people. I contacted the manufacturer behind Anthony's back. Every single pack's going to have one.
Is that what that photo shoot was for?
Yeah.
Okay.
Every single one's different too. It's a different picture of me from either Elite Weekend or just a really nice like headshot professional suit and
Hell
tie.
yeah. They're one of ones.
Yeah, they're all one of ones of me just like in like a
Damn.
Mariners custom suit staring like what's the thing from Zoolander called? Blue Steel, just right into the camera.
I don't get the reference.
It's a great one. It's a great one. You never watched Zoolander?
Nope.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, I haven't either.
I hate movies.
Well, yeah, I guess you'll find everyone I guess will get a Gianni card. Didn't know that, but otherwise you're going to get someone random in there. Hopefully people trade them. We got in women's there are 19 elite players playing. Men's there are 33. So if you get the right card, you can get an autograph on it.
Wow.
Well, 34 because I will be there working if you can flag me down.
Yeah, true.
And these are the first cards ever, so these are going to be worth millions someday.
Millions is putting it lightly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might. There's people that like will buy like those first edition cards and like leave them sealed and they're worth more. I see like first edition like Pokemon cards on the internet that are like in the wrapper still.
I like went through my old cards like a month or so ago. Like I have nothing worth like anything, but a couple of my friends were finding like old Pokemon, like PSA 10, all this crazy stuff. But I have my top loaders ready to go to put these cards and protect them in.
Yeah, we should get them graded. Can you get any cards graded? Or do they have
I actually
to be
have
like,
I don't know.
PSA showing up. They're gonna have a booth there, grading on the spot, or Beckett or whatever they are.
But yeah, we will be selling trading cards. Very excited for those. The also new feature of the NBHL Championships will be our local lineup. So we've got around 20-ish local vendors that'll be setting up tents, selling,
Various things.
various different things. Dog treats, sunglasses, homemade jams, handcrafted jewelry, candles. So for people that are there and not interested in the hockey, we will have something to do. If you're a significant other who is, a little bored between games, you don't just have to sit around in your car and do nothing. You can actually do some shopping, look around, and get some local products. And they're going to be hockey themed. Like one company is doing cookies, and they're doing like the NBHL logo as the cookies. And There's some stuff that can be customizable.
They're really doing that's awesome. That's sick.
Yeah.
I'm just learning about this too right now. I've been kind of out of loop on this one.
Yeah, so it's going to be very, very cool. I will spend a lot of money at the local lineup, I think. But yeah, besides that, well, obviously we'll have food trucks there, and a hot dog eating contest at some point on Saturday, and yeah, a lot of stuff off the rink. We're trying to make it a big deal, but the merch, obviously limited supply of everything, some more than others. But if you want some stuff, get there early, get it quick. I know there was people last year who we ran out of sizes pretty quickly. We did use the data from last year to get what we think are the correct sizes. I'm sure people will not get them, but we tried really hard to get it right. Thank you, Mrs. Janus, for
thank you to our moms for just
being on top of that. Yeah,
being on top.
They're very on top of it.
Very on top. That's like a very good way to put it.
Yeah. But yeah, so you want to give tournament advice real quick?
Tournament advice. I mean,
I'll start.
Yeah, go ahead.
I feel like I say this every year, but like, be hydrated. It's a long tournament. If some of you guys are from divisions that play weekly style and you're not used to playing in tournaments, drink a lot of water before the tournament, during the tournament, after the tournament. Be very hydrated. Especially because it's looking to be a nice, sunny, beautiful weekend. Sometimes you can kind of get away with being a little lackadaisical about it if it's going to be a cooler weekend, but it's going to be hot, it's going to be sunny. Drink water.
DJ, you got one?
Tournament advice. I haven't played in a big tournament in a while, but my advice would be, hey, those first games, Friday night, Saturday, just play simple. You got to get a feeling of the rink, new environment for some. Obviously, some have played there before, but just, get into it in a smart way and don't try to do too much early.
Yeah, mine, I have two. First is for players. These are both for players. First and foremost, know your role. Because there's nothing more frustrating than playing on a team when there's a player who is trying to get out on the rink in a situation that they're not supposed to be out on. And you're going to hurt your team if you do that. You have to be self-aware. You have to know where you're supposed to be and when you're supposed to be playing, because there is no time to waste. There's no shift to waste in this tournament. Every game matters a little bit more now because not everybody makes the playoffs. So just be self-aware, be a good teammate, be supportive, because that morale, there's only, the tournament all happens in 72 hours. So you have to be I believe in momentum. I believe in team morale and stuff. You got to just make sure you're doing team first, everything. Yeah. But also at the same time, second one thing, have fun. I mean, I played in this the first year and I was not able to have fun because I was running the first one and I was very stressed. But for those of you who are this is not an opportunity that every player gets to have. Now I've been trying to get back in this tournament for 4 years. We can't even win a playoff game
for 4 years.
I would love to be playing in this tournament. So, appreciate it. I know there's some people who, just another hockey tournament's another thing. And in a sense it is, but you earned your spot here. It's tough to get into and you might not be back for a little bit. You never know when you are going to get a chance to come back. So, appreciate it, have fun, enjoy the atmosphere, make some friends, talk to people, jersey swap at the end, and have a good time.
Well said.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Only advice for players, though. No coach advice. No spectator advice.
Oh, also be nice to the refs. Don't be assholes. Every year, we've had to kick people out of playoff games in Jersey. We're going to be quick on the trigger to kick people out. We don't have the tolerance for it. And if you're a coach, you're going to get tossed if you're cursing off the refs. If you're a player, you're going to get misconducts. Just be respectful. These refs are out here doing the best they can. We've selected a very, very strong team for this, but, respect is earned.
Yeah. And you don't want to hurt your own team at the same time.
As a player and a ref, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Actually, I do have some fan advice for some of you players and fans that are traveling. You're going to be there watching games. If you play at a rink that doesn't have open boards, GT, the cage is not all the way around the rink, and a lot of people will lean over the boards to watch. Be aware. I feel like every year we have someone get nailed by a stick or a ball that's coming over the sides. If you're sitting on the edge of the board and you're watching the game, you have to be paying attention because you could turn around from 1 second, you're getting a ball to the chin.
Yeah, you're basically in the game.
Yeah.
But also keep your arms and hands back, behind the boards. Don't put water bottles on top of the boards. If the boards if someone runs in the boards, the water bottle's going to fall over onto the rink.
I think we still have that video pinned from last NBHL Championships where someone was like running into the boards.
Yeah.
Like that can very easily be you getting smushed there.
Yeah. So, yeah, be careful. But yeah, let's get into Tier 1 here, huh? So this will be our 5th Tier 1 championship. We will have a new champion this year. We have technically no past champions in this tournament. So 2021, the Penn Hills Imperium beat the Pittsburgh Pioneers 2-1. Both teams from Pittsburgh Tier 1 capturing the first ever championship is Penn Hills. They come back 2022, they win it again. This year they beat Jersey Tier 1 Marlton Dogs 5-2 in the finals. 2023, we see the Leominster Stars beat the Penn Hills Imperium, who make it to their 3rd straight Tier 1 final, 4-2. And then 2024, last year, Buffalo 716ers get the hometown win over the Rose City Royals, winning 2-1. I say mostly we haven't had past champions that are at this tournament because the Leominster Stars are now basically the Cleghorn Crooks. But format-wise, 3 preliminary games. They're all going to be on the back rink at the GT rinks. All on Saturday. They're all playing their first 3 games. It's back to back to back to back, so everyone can watch everyone the whole day. It's the Garage Beer Rink. All the games will be streamed on YouTube. All Tier 1 teams make it to playoffs on Sunday. And that championship game is set for 8 o'clock at night on Sunday. So, yeah, every team's guaranteed 4 games in Tier 1. Once you get to that, Sunday, you got to win to go on. So, 33 men's elite players will be playing here, so keep an eye out for those. Maybe get their trading card, like we said. Of the 8 teams this year, 5 are basically returning from last year, including the Crooks as the stars. So the Lakeland Caribou, McKeesport Aces, Brighton Heights Renegades, and South Jersey Knights Watch, and the Leominster Crooks all played in the NBHL Championships last year in Buffalo. The Dogs are returning after not making it last year. They last made it in 2023. And then we have 2 teams making their first ever appearance, the New England Scorpions and the East Coast Shamrocks. So team-wise from Jersey, we've got the Caribou, the Dogs, and Knights Watch. From Pittsburgh, we've got the Renegades and the Aces. And from Massachusetts, we've got the Crooks, the Scorpions, and the Shamrocks. 8 teams.
1 champion.
Only 1. There cannot be 2.
Yes.
So we'll get right into here to Pittsburgh Tier 1. So as mentioned before, they've had 2 champions of the Tier 1 in the past, which were both the Penn Hills Imperium, one in 2021 and one in 2022. This year's Pittsburgh Tier 1 champion is the McKeesport Aces. This is their 2nd straight year winning. Last year, they lost in the quarterfinals to the 716ers. It was a crazy back and forth game. It was like, I think it was the 8 a.m. slot too. It was it was a hell of a way to kick off playoff Sunday. But the Aces, arguably the most athletic, the fastest team in the tournament. They've got the Albright brothers who are just ridiculous. Like
it's a pretty tough matchup anytime they're on the rink. I mean, those Pittsburgh guys, I think they rally around the Albright brothers, like when you see them in the men's A tournament. So seeing them be able to play at like this level of competition where the teams aren't quite as deep as you would find on a men's A roster, they're lethal out there.
Yeah. When we were at clubs, I was on Knights Watch, and I still hang around. I'm getting at the end of my run here, but I was at the point, and Jordan had the ball at the point, and I was just facing him and I wasn't attacking him, and I was almost like kind of like jumping, like just kind of like
just ready,
moving my feet, just like ready to move. And like, he eventually just made a pass. I talked to Mr. Albright after the game, and he was like, yeah, some of the guys on the bench were laughing, like, what the hell's he doing? And I'm like, I know my role. Like, I know if I step, I'm getting beat instantly. So I'm just going to play in front of him and not let him beat me one-on-one, because they're so athletic. They're so fast. And the whole team is like that. Like, they've just got a ton of great players. And, they've won Pittsburgh Tier 1 2 years in a row for a reason.
And they're the most professional looking Tier 1 team.
Yeah, the red helmets.
The red helmets and stickers.
Yeah, so sick.
So,
yeah, the red helmets. They're very clean look. Like, even their social media presence is very clean. Like, they do a very, very good job on that. Be excited to have the Aces. I think they've got a couple call-ups they're going to be using this year. But, there's not much more to say besides this is just a team you want to watch. I know Saturday night at 8 o'clock, they play the Dogs on the back rink.
Ooh.
And last year, that 7-1 Sixers, we've talked about it a couple times on the podcast, the 7-1 Sixers Caribou game, that was the late game in, Nationals last year was just like, went to a shootout, was just like such a sick game. The atmosphere was unreal. So this has that potential too. The all-night game under the lights, so should be fun. But
prime time.
Yeah, Aces, just a dynamite team. And coming with them from Pittsburgh, unless we have any more notes on the Aces? Anything?
Wow.
Anything?
No.
Okay.
Go to the Renegades.
Brighton Heights Renegades, formerly known as the Northside Renegades. They are the runner-up for the second straight year. This year, for a lot of the year, it felt like the Renegades' year.
Yeah.
They were leading the division for a long
Standings for a
time
while.
here.
I'm almost certain they only lost one game, and it was their last game of the regular season. They were just, this team is just loaded with talent. Roman Rennebeck runs the team, does an awesome job. Ricky Anderson's one of their go-to guys. And like, I remember watching the Pittsburgh Tier 1 finals. Like, there was a shift where he got the ball in the defensive zone, like, won a battle, carried it out. Then the ball went back the other way. He sprinted back the other way. Then he got the ball again. He literally did like 3 full ring sprints in like a 30 to 45. I was exhausted just like watching him do it. I'm like, this is I don't have anywhere near that stamina. I never have. But like they're, I think they play a pretty, similar game. Like the Pittsburgh guys, a lot of these guys play together on the Gods. They've, similar systems and whatnot. But again, just a very highly skilled team. One that's, again, unfortunately going to use some affiliate players to fill out their roster. But, the Renegades, they've got the orange and navy look. They look pretty good.
Yeah, both of these Pittsburgh teams, they're using affiliate squad guys. They have guys that are going away to college, right? They're not able to make a tournament. The unfortunate nature of how our season works.
I was looking at the list today of who they're missing. I was kind of surprised. It seems like a lot of good, core guys. So some of their younger guys, but, I'm sure with the call-ups, they'll be, a similar team.
Yeah, there's plenty of talent in Pittsburgh that they can move up. It's just a shame, just like, the way that we have to have our season work, that guys have to go way back to college before this tournament can happen. And getting an education, who does that?
And just to talk about how high-powered these offenses were. So their finals, game 1 was the Aces won 10-6. Game 2, the Aces won 6-5. So looking at it, 16-11 in 2 games.
10 goals in a finals game is crazy.
Got to learn how to play defense a little bit. All these, for the most part, all these tier 1 teams kind of know the opponents, from years of playing Men's A and, even other championships we've had. But when they all come together on, this upcoming weekend, I don't see a 10-6 game happening. I don't know, for some reason.
You never know.
Yeah. I think it's just the two very similar styles. They're both very run and gun kind of teams.
Right.
They both want to make fast breaks happen both ways. That just leads to a lot of goals. But they're going to run into teams that aren't going to be playing that style of game, and someone's going to have to adjust.
Yeah.
Yeah, there'll certainly be teams you want to watch. If you want to check some games off on the calendar or the schedule that you want to check out, it's the Aces, the Renegades. They are just, they're fun to watch hockey, and the pace of play is just absolutely insane. So excited to have these guys out for the second straight year. We'll see if one of them can, avenge last year, because the Brighton Heights Renegades, they lost in the semifinals to the 7-1 Sixers last year, and the Aces lost in the quarterfinals to the 7-1 Sixers, and the 7-1 Sixers are not in the tournament. So
can't even defend their title.
Nope, can't defend it. But yeah,
first time ever, right? The defending champ hasn't come back.
Yeah.
Last year the Stars were in Buffalo.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow.
But yeah,
sweet secret invite last minute for the 7-1 Sixers.
Yeah, God.
By God, that's Denny Schlegel's music.
That would actually be sick. It's like a whole walkout, like Duran or whatever, coming in to close. It's just...
God, I can't even imagine. That would be terrible for my cell phone.
For my cell phone.
So move on here. Jersey Tier 1. No one from Jersey's ever won.
No team from Jersey has ever won. But we do have a New Jersey player that has won the championship.
Who?
For the Leominster Stars. Saturday starting goaltender Jimmy Burkett.
Oh, Jimmy Burkett. That's right.
Oh.
That is right.
We do have one New Jersey Tier 1 player who has his name on the cup, but never with a New Jersey team.
That's true.
Maybe this is the year.
Yeah. We've had one finals appearance, which was that Dogs one in 2022. And they're back. They're the one to maybe give it a run here. They, I mean, how good were they this year in Jersey? Like they were.
Yeah, they've done a big retool with their roster over the last 2 or 3 years. They've added a lot of young talent coming out of Marlton.
Yeah.
And it really complements the older, talented veterans that they have on the team too.
Yeah, they're just they're fast, they're big, they're strong. They got that good mix of talent. They have Timmy Ryan, which is just
just a great morale guy.
yeah.
I mean, they're probably
Had a good
already
year too.
They're looking for a double championship out of the Dogs this year from the NBHL Championship Finals and the hot dog eating race.
Yeah, we got to get Timmy in there.
Yeah, so they should be looking to take home 2 trophies this weekend.
If he houses hot
Would that be the
dogs
Triple
in
Crown?
between,
A division title,
Yeah.
a championship title, and the hot dog eating title.
I think that would have to be it, right? But yeah, I mean, the Dogs, Steve Sion in the playoffs was unbelievable.
I mean,
it was the
between
best I've ever seen him play.
Just Steve Sion, Scotty V, Dennis. It's just, take your pick. Someone's going to score or make an insane play. But yeah, I think the standout for me was Steve Sion, just so fast, just wants to beat you to the ball.
So good at scoring without hitting the net.
Yeah, 3 off the board goals. So, watch out for that. We know those guys pretty well, but just, when they get in this atmosphere, they want to win and they're going to, do everything they can to do that.
They bring a crowd for sure.
Yeah.
They'll have people out watching their games.
You know what they're not bringing though is the NBHL champion or the New Jersey Tier 1 championship trophy that they lost.
I don't want to talk about it.
We've had that trophy. It was the trophy from our original league, the
2015.
EBHL from 2015. It's lasted 10 years, and just one more off season with the Dogs, and it's gone. So Jake Miller suspended 1 game for that.
Yeah, sorry, Jake. Someone had to take the fall.
Yeah, someone's got to be the guy, and
Had literally nothing to do with the trophy getting lost, but yeah. I'm not sure the whole story of what has gone. I've gotten stories from. I haven't gotten a direct story from the people who I think
Are
lost it.
responsible for it.
So I'm looking forward to getting that story over the weekend. But yeah, it does suck a little bit because that trophy has been around since 2015. But I guess if they win this,
I just got really sad.
but do we not give them the trophy if they win? We'll confront that when we get there.
they're
Yeah.
definitely not getting because we are going to have to make a new Tier 1 trophy. They're not getting it this offseason.
Yeah, absolutely not.
We'll see. They'll have to make some promises to us. Runner-up in Jersey was the Lakeland Caribou. Second straight year they've lost in the finals. Last year they lost to the South Jersey Knights Watch. This year they lost to the Dogs. A team with a smaller roster, led by some national team players in Mike Malloy, Joe Malillo, Robbie Snyder and net. And that's kind of the question mark here is Robbie because he's been battling an injury for most of the season. He says he's good to go here. I'm excited to hopefully see him back in full swing here. But the Caribou were, again, another team that was not fun to play against. And, they did a similar path to the Dogs where they kind of rebuilt their team over the past few years, brought in a lot of young players, and they're starting to kind of come into their own here. So, the Boo always look good.
Yeah, we'll see how they do with Robbie. I mean, he played a game at Elite. He played a good game at Elite. He put up some good numbers there. And I think he's the kind of guy where, if he says he's going, he's going. You're not pulling him out of the net unless he wants to. So hopefully we see him, in full action here, making some saves out and maybe scoring the first ever NBHL Championships goalie goal.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
We'll see. TJ, both your former teams making it.
Yeah. No, that's tough. Marlton, the hometown team, Caribou, took me a couple years in, but now I'm just wishing Tom Palumbo and Billy Wharton, my old line mates, the best. We were just boys. So,
and you played for the Knights Watch ice hockey team. So really,
I did play for the Knights Watch ice hockey team. So I am all around the league.
He's playing for the Renegades next year.
Debatable. No.
No,
No one knows about
we'll
it
get
yet.
you introduced this weekend.
Yes.
We'll get you, yeah. Then the final squad from Jersey Tier 1 to make it, South Jersey Knights Watch. They finished third in the regular season. I guess we just get right into how they qualified for this tournament because it's been a huge topic of discussion. I'm not going to sit here and act like it was done perfectly, but it was the rules that we had to set based on the way things were. It's kind of worked out this way. So basically what happened was Tier 1, there are 2 wild card spots. One was given to the semifinalists with the most points in the regular season. Semifinalists, losing team with the most points in the regular season. The final spot either went to Chicago or the second highest points semifinalist. And Chicago earned that spot by winning all of their games. They had to win. They only played Tier 2 teams. They had to beat those games every single time, go 8-0. If they lost to a Tier 2 team, their season ended right there. It was over. We also added a rule that teams were able to challenge Chicago because they didn't get a Tier 1 opponent. We didn't want the season to be a complete cakewalk for them getting there. We weren't sure if teams would take us up on it. We were excited to learn that teams were interested. However, based on how the season had gone, it made it very, very complicated to organize this tournament because midway through the season, there was a weekend when Chicago had to go to Detroit to play the Detroit Knight Riders. Chicago was no longer able to attend that weekend. So instead of forfeiting them and making them end their season, we made the decision to reschedule those games. We scheduled for July, came together kind of last minute, so they weren't able to make that one either. So the playoff weekend happened, and we were like, okay, we got to get 3 more games in for Chicago here. So Detroit was like, hey, why don't they come to Detroit again? We'll host them. We'll do it at our rink. We'll get 3 games in. It'll be a tune-up for us before the tournament because they had qualified at that point. And it's a way for us to get our full regular season, for Chicago to get their full regular season. And the weekend it had to be was September 7th. We couldn't have done it the September 14th because that was just way too close to the tournament. The weekend before that was Labor Day.
Yep.
The weekend before that was Elite.
Who would make teams play during Labor Day? That's unbelievable.
Yeah, so we had to go September 7th. That was the date. And the original plan was just 3 games, Detroit versus Chicago. Chicago had to win all 3 to get their spot. What ended up happening is Penn Hills wanted to challenge them. Penn Hills Battalion, Penn Hills Imperium wanted to challenge them. So we said, okay, how do we combine all these things? How do we combine this challenge series with the end of the regular season there? Like, we couldn't do 2 separate weekends. It was too close. There was no other weekend we could use. So we had to bring everything in at once. We had to give Chicago 3 more games. We had to give Detroit 3 more games. We had to make it as fair as we possibly could. So the format that we came up with was, it was a round robin. It wasn't like a single loss elimination. There was no playoffs because we wanted to do it in one day. We didn't want the Penn Hills teams to have to stay overnight to be a part of this. We wanted them to be able to drive up, play their games, and then drive back at the end, regardless of what happened. So it had to be a one-day thing. Everybody was playing 3 games in a round robin. There's 4 teams involved. So it's Detroit Knight Riders, Penn Hills Battalion, Penn Hills Imperium, and Chicago Southsiders. So round robin, we're just like, okay, whoever of those 3 Tier 1 teams comes out with the best possible record, they will earn the final spot. The one caveat was that if they lose to Detroit, their spot is forfeited, like they're done. They lose it automatically.
Just like the original rules that Chicago had to play
correct.
by.
So this was the rule that Chicago played by all season, and we're like, okay, well, if these teams are challenging them, they have to abide by the same rules Chicago did all season long. I don't think any of us expected what happened to happen, where Detroit won all 3 games. Yeah. So they beat Battalion in overtime, they beat Imperium 2-1, and then they beat Chicago 8-3, which was, I don't know what the odds were on that, but someone could have won millions of dollars. But basically, by doing that, Detroit eliminated all 3 teams from getting that Tier 1 spot. So by default, the challenge, that spot had to go to the team that was the highest ranking semifinalist. And we've obviously got a lot of criticism for this, the system. And like I said, there were a lot of moving parts here. Like, there's certainly things that I think we could have handled differently earlier in the season that would have made this a little bit less difficult to do. But kind of how it came together is how we had to do it. And there was no champion. It wasn't a tournament. That's the thing people said, like, who won the tournament? It's like, it wasn't a tournament. It was a round robin. And with a, one option to just get eliminated. And Detroit stole the show.
Yeah, and I think the interesting part of this, too, is that had Chicago lost to Detroit during the regular season, the Challenge Series would have never happened, period. Right. And that spot would have gone to Night's Watch anyway.
Yeah.
But it ended up just working out like that anyway.
Yeah, it was a very, very bizarre outcome. But so Night's Watch earned that spot. And I'm not going to speak too much on it, but I think that this tournament opened our eyes up to some ways to change some things for next year in a much better way that I think people are going to be very responsive to for qualifications and how that might work. But we still have to hammer out how those rules are going to go. But to the Penn Hills teams, like, if you're happen to be listening to this, we do appreciate you guys traveling. Like, we know, like, it was a huge commitment, and we appreciate your interest in doing so. Chicago, same thing. You had a term style season. It was tough. But all those teams, like, we appreciate you guys doing this. We apologize that the outcome is not what you had hoped for. Detroit, guess, is ready to go for this tournament. But yeah, just I don't know, a crazy outcome.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like what you said, that we have some ideas of how we want to do things in the future. Like, our rule book is written in blood, is how I like to say it. Like, sometimes things have to happen for us to be like, actually, here's a better way that we can do it. And I think, I think this is one of the scenarios where, we saw the outcome and we think, oh, you know what, we could make this better next year. We can improve upon this process. And, that's what we do every year with this league, I feel like, is we take what we had the year before and build on it and make it better. So this is just another opportunity for us to do that.
Yeah, and I feel like if you lost, that's the last thing you want to hear. But it's just, I mean, if you look at our rule book year one to now, all of the changes have been like trial by fire, basically. Like, just things have happened. We're like, oh shit, we got to change this. Like, we got to update this. So, still learning. Definitely a big learning moment this year. And Night's Watch, who they lost to the Dogs in the semis, right?
Yeah.
Which
they're like the new Hawks Caribou series. We see them in the semifinals every year now.
Yeah.
In the past, for anyone who doesn't get that reference, the Hawks and Caribou used to play each other every single year in the semifinals, and they've passed the torch on to Dogs Night's Watch.
Those are both close games, I think, right? Weren't they 2-1s, I think, or something like that?
Yeah, they were close. They were close. They were great games.
Yeah.
I mean, Night's Watch has an incredible team. They got a bunch of guys in elite. You've got a past MVP in Mike Henry. And, last year they kind of had a weird, like, they won it all in Jersey last year, went to the Cup, played the Caribou, who they beat in the finals in the quarterfinals of the NBHL Championships, and then lost to them at the NBHL Championships. So I'm sure they would like a better outcome here than what they did last year, but yeah, Jersey, we got 3 squads here: Dogs, Caribou, Night's Watch. And, it made sense for Jersey to have 3. It was the biggest tier 1 in terms of number of teams. Jersey had 8, Pittsburgh had 5, Mass had 6. So it did make sense for Jersey to get the 3rd spot. So it kind of worked out that way. But yeah, we'll see. 3 hometown teams here. We'll see how they can hold up.
Yeah,
see if Jersey gets to the finals.
The rink's going to be busy with, 3 tier 1 NJ teams.
Yeah, a lot of hometown fans will be out there, I'm sure. I mean, I know the Dogs, they always bring like a big crowd for their game, so they'll have a lot of fans out. The Caribou always bring a lot of fans out for their game. Night's Watch too, so that rink's going to be packed.
Yeah.
Like, just for our finals, we had like 200 people out there. It was a Monday night. The only game happening was Dogs versus Caribou Game 3 finals. We had like 200 people out there.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
It'll be a crowd.
For sure.
And then last but certainly not least of our tier 1s is Massachusetts. So past champion from Massachusetts tier 1 is the Leominster Stars in 2023, who have now gone back to the Crooks. So the whole lineage of this is they started off 2021, they were the Crooks. 2022, they were the Crooks. Did not make it to the Cup in 2022. Going back to 2021, they lost in the semifinals to Imperium. I don't know if I remember. I think it was like a 7-3 game. Like, Imperium, like, just scored a million goals in like
It was
the
it was
second,
like
third period.
it was an early 7-3 game too.
Yeah.
Like they poured it on.
So, 2021 they were crooks. 2022 they're crooks. 2023 Stars win it all. 2024 Stars go to the Cup, lose in I think the first round of the playoffs last year. 2024 offseason
Back.
they start stealing. They become the crooks again.
They start stealing.
Now we're the crooks, and
Yes.
they're back as champions. First title as the crooks since 2021. They've won as the Stars in 23, 24. But from here on out, we will call them the crooks because that is now who they are. They're awesome. They're just a sick team. Corey Wilson just keeps getting better. I mean, it's hard for him to even really get better, but every year his numbers get better in this league. And I'm like, how is he still producing this much? And he's just an offensive machine. I mean, him with Brandon Jones, Corey Fredrickson, the depth they have is insane.
Great jerseys too.
Great jerseys. Yeah, the pinstripe ones are top of the league, I'd say.
The logo isn't as good as their. Actually, I disagree. I think the logo's better, but I think the other one was more like we're crooks,
Damn, T just got in an argument with himself.
Yeah, I did.
You won though.
I don't know if I won. But yeah, I mean, they have. I mean, from these guys have been playing together for forever. Cordio, Freddie,
Dutt.
Wilson, Dutt, Consalvo. I mean, these guys are built for Sundays.
Yeah, and I think
BG.
yeah.
So, I mean, expect them to make a deep run.
And I think from elite of the first 8 picks, there was 4 or 5 of them from this team between Dutt, their goalie Andrew Carter, Corey Wilson, Brandon Jones. That's 4 of their core players,
But not number 1. Shout out Nick Carter.
Yep. But the Stars, they had a rough go last year. I know they voiced to me very, very often that they hated the surface in Buffalo. Amongst, honestly,
others.
Every team, unfortunately. It's amazing that facility was. That was the biggest drawback, was that the concrete. It was more slick than I think we anticipated it being. So we're back on deck. We got the crooks back, and
they're looking to steal a championship.
Yeah. Wow. And then the runner-up in Mass Tier 1 was the New England Scorpions, who are making their first appearance. They've been in the league for a couple years now. They're awesome. They are, this year, they were sick. And, there was times, they were ranked number 1 in our power rankings at one point. They were really at the top, and they, they gave the Crooks a real run for their money in that final. Either team could have come out on top, but they're a younger squad. They've got a ton of skill. They've got, they're another one of the, I mean, it's kind of like every team here, but they don't really have a weak spot. I do know they might have some key players missing. I'm hoping that kind of pans in their direction for this tournament here. But they, I mean, their finals too. They won game 1 7-5 over the Crooks. They just poured it on. Games 2, the Crooks won 3-1 and 5-4. So they were, obviously much lower scoring than that 7-goal output in game 1. But yeah, this is it's good to get a new squad out here.
Yeah.
Get some purple in the mix here. But yeah, there's a team I'm excited to actually see play in person. We've seen so much footage over them over the past couple years, but it's a lot of players who I'm not as familiar with. A lot of these other teams we talked about, Jersey, we obviously know, and the Pittsburgh guys we've been playing against and watching for, honestly, it feels like a decade at this point. It's been forever. So this is kind of a new group that's risen the ranks in Massachusetts. And yeah, I don't know. They'll be fun to watch too.
I don't know much about this team, to be quite honest, but I'm just looking at the stats. Jacob Landry just absolutely killing it.
Yeah.
Absurd stats, but I don't know if you guys know much about him.
Yeah, he's an absolute stud. I hope he's able to make it.
Is he one of the ones that's in danger of not making it?
Yeah. I didn't want to reveal that on the podcast.
Whoops.
But sorry.
Bleep that.
Well, no, that puts the pressure on him now.
Yeah, Scorpions will be it's gonna be nice to get a new team out here, along with the final team of Tier 1, the East Coast Shamrocks. So a new team to the NBHL run by Brett Holman. formerly played on Oak Ridge Owls, played on a couple other teams in between. Started up a squad, the Shamrocks, you might know them. They've gone to the Chetty Cup in California a couple times, won that tournament. They play in some decently level tournaments throughout the year. They're also a new team entering Tier 1 for the first time. They got to use those double rostering rules, so it's great to see a team that used that rule to make it to this tournament because they had a really good season. And I'd say a big part of that reason is their goalie, Ryan Clifford.
My goalie partner, baby. Cliffy's a stud.
Yeah,
no, he'll be nice to see some more of him in Jersey.
Yeah, he's been to the rink before. He drove down for that one Tier 1 game a couple years ago. But yeah, Cliffy's a stud.
You'll get to play more than one game this weekend.
Great guy. But yeah, and then this team, they had kind of a weird put together because they got eliminated. And I pretty much as soon as they got eliminated, I texted Brett. I'm like, hey, the season is not over for you guys. You have a very decent chance of getting in this tournament. If basically, I think the Renegades and the Aces both had to win in Pittsburgh in the semifinals for them to get their spot. So remember, I was texting Brett during those games. He was like, oh my God, is this going to happen? So he was kind of loosely telling us, hey, don't commit to anything that weekend. We might be playing. So they had a couple weeks in between there and they got the spot. I know they had to call up some affiliate players too. But yeah, they'll be an interesting one to see. I mean, their goaltending is, I consider Cliffy in that top tier of goalies in the sport. So between that, they've got some young legs, fast team. 3 Massachusetts squads. All of them are pretty nasty, so.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the roster. I definitely recognize some names. So, they're, I don't know if, are they going to be one of those teams that kind of sneaks their way through or,
Are they going to have a full squad coming up, do you know?
They definitely got some affiliate players filling in too.
Okay.
True. Bobby Hauser.
Yeah, he won't be there.
Senegal. Jordan.
Yeah, so we'll see how their roster kind of.
Will they go to
shakes
Irish
up.
Weekend?
I guess they would.
The East Coast Shamrocks.
We should introduce the idea to them just so
We
they
should
know.
introduce them to the Chiefs.
Yeah. If you missed our other podcast, the Irish Weekend is this weekend down the shore where everyone gets really drunk. And we're talking about how the Chiefs always have a conflict in Tier 2 because they want to go down there and get drunk, but they made this tournament 4 out of the 5 years. So
Yes.
always conflicts. Yeah, you want to do some Q&A here?
Sure.
Yeah.
See what we got. We posted a story about an hour before we went here, so you want to do the asking, TJ?
Sure.
All right.
Happy to. All right. First one from Mike Joachim. If a Philly or NJ team needs a second goalie or a goalie or a second goalie, so a goalie or a second goalie, send them my way for 2026. Not a question, Mike. Sorry. I should have read it all the way through.
Yeah.
I should have read it all the way through.
Not a question,
Not
Mike.
a question.
But we appreciate the offer.
Don't know how to say this one, but do you foresee the championships being held at an indoor facility in the future?
That's Frank Facciapone, I'm going to say.
Yeah.
He runs North Jersey Lumberjacks, who made it to the tournament. I mean, ideally, yes.
Build a facility for us.
We just need one big enough.
Yeah.
We need one big enough. If we had one big enough, I think we'd do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
But
Most likely.
yeah.
Steve Sine, do the winners get to keep the trophy?
Everyone, unless you're the Dogs.
There are 51 teams in this tournament. If they win, they definitely get the trophy. There is one team where we're going to have a conversation, and that is for the Dogs.
Yes, I agree. Last question from Michael Hennessy. Will Edmonton Tier 1 be eligible for the Cup next year?
Oh, yeah. That's the whole point. That's how you get in. So, yeah, every Canadian division is going to have teams that earn a spot at the Cup. So, yes, every division we add in the NBHL every year, it's guaranteed at least one spot at this tournament. So, yes, Edmonton, we will have you here, and we're very excited about it.
That was it for the questions.
That's it.
I'm sure we'll field a lot more this upcoming weekend, though.
Yeah.
Predictions. Who wants first?
I'll go first. Massive thunderstorm Thursday morning.
Oh, God. Did not like that.
And that's it. No other weather-related events.
Great. So our setup's going to suck.
That's the price we pay.
Yeah, I guess we'll take that. Let me think for a second.
Other prediction is no one is going to find the secret golden ticket we have in the NBHL trading cards that gives you a trip to the NBHL factory. It's not going to be found this weekend.
I don't know.
Yeah, I would go as far as to guarantee that ticket will not be found.
My prediction is that all 52 teams are going to have a wonderful, fun weekend filled with great hockey and excitement.
Wow, that's bold.
Very positive.
Very bold.
No,
I don't know.
There's unfortunately no way that one's true. Someone will leave. Someone will leave mad at us.
Yeah, right.
But we hope we can minimize the amount of teams and people mad at us. I will predict hoodie's gone by Friday night.
Wow. Yeah.
Is it supposed to be a little chilly?
I think it's going to get to
Actually, wait. I think Friday's supposed to be warm. The other days are supposed to be
Yeah,
cooler.
but we got games till 10 o'clock. You know, people are
That's
staying
true,
for them
that's
late
true.
games. It's going to be a little chilly. You're going to want to buy a hoodie.
Yeah, if you want a hoodie, get to the rink Friday night because was it 2
think
years
it
ago?
I think it was legitimately
I feel like every
gone by
single year
Friday.
they're gone by Friday.
Yeah,
Because
and we ordered more this year
we had
but-
Buffalo last year too. That kind of knocked a lot of them.
Yeah, use promo code NBHL20 to get a buy one, get one full price.
Where?
Yeah, it's a hell of a deal.
Just say it to whoever you're buying it from.
I think that's all I got. I don't
Yeah,
really have
I
any
don't
crazy
have any
predictions.
predictions.
I don't even have like the capability to predict right now because my mind is going in a million different directions right now. But I guess that's what we got. Gianni,
Yeah, I guess.
hopefully-
But like, definitely wins tier 1.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think is terrible. They're not going to win tier 1.
You think they're terrible? They made the tournament.
I don't think they should have won any of those games at all. They should have gone 0-10 this season. But I do think are definitely going to win tier 3. They were a powerhouse.
Yeah, if the don't win tier 3, I would be like absolutely shocked. They're so good. They're traveling from a close but also really far distance, so it'll be kind of weird to see how they get there. But it's it's the tournament to lose really in tier 3, and it's also the tournament to lose in women's. How could they not win?
Yeah. Yeah. They've been a powerhouse all year.
Yeah, like we kind of know, right?
We've actually already etched their name onto the trophy ahead of time.
Yeah, like we even like the shirts we just got for that team.
Yeah. Already printed.
Yeah.
Champions. We're going to have to send them off to a foreign country if there's some big upset.
I'm asking ChatGPT who is going to win the NBHL Championships.
What does ChatGPT
It says, from the latest info, the Brighton Heights Renegades in Tier 1 are doing well in the standings.
Oh, wow.
Claycorn Crooks
A real
are also
answer.
showing up in the Tier 1 lineup. The Shamrocks are another team in contention. If they had to pick one team, they'd lean towards the Brighton Heights Renegades. They seem to have momentum and are performing well leading into the championships, but it's close. Claycorn Crooks or Shamrock could definitely pull off an upset.
ChatGPT said
Yeah.
that's insane.
Yeah. So there you go. There's AI's prediction.
I'll give one more prediction out here. We're going to see in Michigan.
Yeah, we should see in Michigan. That would be nice.
Connor
And we'll get it on tape with a good camera
Yeah. We'll get
and a
some
GoPro.
Good footage
And
of
a
Michigan. Well,
GoPro.
that means it has to be a tier 1 Michigan.
Okay. Well,
Tier
You
1.
heard it.
All right. So I say Michigan. You say tier 1 Michigan. You're taking it even further.
yeah, I'll add that to it.
Connor Callahan probably does it.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
There, you heard it here first.
Yep.
There we go. But yeah, so that's our tier 1 preview. A little bit of a, talk about some things with whatever you want to call it at the beginning of the episode that we just talk about the tournament. Oh my God, I can't even talk right now. Yeah.
That's
Otherwise,
it.
if you're this deep into it, you've somehow listened to us have a conversation for this long. Thank you. And we'll see you this weekend. If you come say what's up.
Yeah, absolutely. You know where to find us: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube, Commish Chat and NBHL Podcast. And safe travels if you're out on the road.
See you Friday.
Perfect.